Hi everyone, Shotzi here. Been doing another painting, sort of a bit of a series I've been doing of trying to paint famous people in a bit of a Rembrandt style. And here's another one. I just had primed the canvas. This time I'm going to reserve telling you who I'm painting and see if at some point people can guess. Uh, if you recall, in my normal style, I'm doing the block-in stage. I'm monochromatic. Uh, I primed the canvas with a burnt umber, then wiped it down. And now I'm using a burnt umber as well, just to kind of get the basic structure. And I'm looking at dark shapes right now. I'm trying not to pay attention. Is that an eye? Is that a nose? Is this the neck? Just getting the darks where I see them. Get these large dark shapes and try to get their relationship with each other as close as I can. And I have found that achieving likeness in the end is really about staying true to that process, trying to get the relationship, the structure, uh, as close as possible to the subject matter, to the individual. Now, I have brought a little bit of blue in mixed with the umber just to help me get it a little bit darker. I felt like I needed to get a little bit darker to separate uh, some grades of value. And I'm still staying very loose, very rough, squinting my eyes a lot, trying not to pay attention to any detail, but really focused on the whole gestalt of how everything all fits together. I move quickly, and I also move around a lot. And I teach my students, don't spend too much time in any one place, especially early on. You'll probably get hooked into going for detail, and it'll be premature because you probably won't have all the relationships, the overall structure. That's what gives likeness. A lot of people will talk about the eyes and the facial features, and they are important. Uh, but if any individual had their eyes closed and somebody you knew, you'd still know who it was. So if you're going to paint eyes, you want them to be accurate. However, they're not necessary for likeness. It's really about the structure. And in the first part, I use the two dimensions of vertical and horizontal to try to line things up. The outside of the eye, right eye, where does it line up with the mouth? Where does it line up with the nose? Sometimes I do a triangle from the outside of each eye down to the mouth or down to the chin and look at the triangle shape, and is that representing what I'm seeing, or the way this person's face is designed. So get into some of the very dark. I can't stress this enough about the importance of moving around. It's really so easy to get caught up in a certain section of your painting, and then you'll spend a lot of time and get it to where you like it. Now everything else has to fit with that. It's not an ongoing dynamic between different parts of the painting and trying to get them in relationship to each other. Everything will have to be now related to that one part. I brought some white in just to be able to have some different values. I look at white as not really a color, but it really serves just to show areas that are lighter. Moving around, I'm using kind of a mid-sized brush at this point. I do not want to be using a small brush. Normally I use a larger brush. For some reason I chose this more mid-sized brush. It's still pretty big. It doesn't really allow me to get details. I often also like to put the background in as soon as possible because it really helps uh, the figures stand out. And it's also another nice way to compare values. So I'm nearing the end here. I don't know if anybody can guess or wonders who this may be. I'm not going to say anything. If you want to put in the comments your best guess, would be presumptuous that it really looks like anybody for sure at this point, but some of you might have ideas that there's what I call it's in the ballpark. There I turned the painting on its side and I'm coming from a different angle. And through the magic of technology, we're able to turn it right side up again. All right, that's the end of the first installment. Stay tuned. There will be several more. And I'm interested to see if anybody knows who this is. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.